Hey, big spenders. Yeah, hi. It's Tuesday. On time, sort of. I had appointments this morning, so I'm just now sitting down at my desk. Um, yeah, I just flipped my calendar page because I haven't been at well, I forgot to do it last time I was at my desk. Um, and it's like, oh man, March starts on Sunday. Yay! I'm excited. It's Winter has been weird because I haven't gone anywhere since I went to Chicago in December and I didn't do anything. Um, Last time I went somewhere and actually did something was when I went to Chicago in November and saw Patti Smith, and that was all I did. I saw Patti Smith and I went to brunch. That was it. Um, so, trip excitement starting to set in because I leave on March 8th to drive down to New Orleans. And then things just take off after that. I'm gonna be writing so much. But yeah, March 8th, I'm driving down to Jackson, Mississippi, spending the night, going to New Orleans the next day, and coming back, I think, on Friday the 13th. I need another tattoo. Okay. And then my kids coming home for spring break. Like, they'll be coming home while I'm coming home. So they'll be home for spring break. I can get to hang out with them. And then all of a sudden it's the end of March and coming up into April. When do I start traveling in April? I'm going to Kansas City on April 9th for our spa weekend with CJ. Not quite a full weekend. I need to do some figuring on that. And then in another week, 2 weeks after that, I take off for my Afghan Wigs month-long jaunt, and I'm very excited. I had an appointment today I see a pain specialist because an artifact of having my knees replaced and having it take so long was it shortened my legs by half an inch, and then they added that half an inch back when they built my new knees, and all the back and forth and all the time that I spent with my legs shrinking, it's compressed a bunch of nerves in my back, and I have a really hard time walking and standing for more than like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. um, it's been a struggle. I've gone to physical therapy for it for months on end. I still do physical therapy exercises I learned. Um, it's getting better. We're doing things that's making it get better. And anyway, um, my pain specialist, Libby, retired, and um, and I'm sad because I really enjoyed her. Uh, and she was a good doctor too. But I had the funniest experience today in meeting her replacement. And this is travel related. It's New Orleans related. As many of you know, I take great pride in the fact that I have the world's dumbest tramp stamp. The story of it is way back at the beginning of 6 Days on the Road. I have a tattoo artist friend in New Orleans, Joel. Um, he tattooed my best friend Susie, gave her just a souvenir tattoo. It's really cute. Um, and I was looking at his book. Oh my God, this was like 3 years ago this week. But I was looking at his portfolio, and he specializes in vintage food cartoon art, which is so up my alley. And as a lot of you know, I used to be a chef and a food writer, and I had a column, one of my first paid writing, well, not one of my first, but much earlier in my career. I've had a long career, it turns out. Wow. As a writer. Wow. back in the late 2000s, early 2000 teens. I wrote for the local alt weekly, and for the first year I had a column called Throwback at the House. I had all these terrible old cookbooks, mid-century cookbooks, full of recipes that we would never dream of making now. And every week I would make a recipe from one of these books and feed it to my family and report back on how it went. And it never went well. A couple of times it went okay, but usually it was a dear God, why? And there was a lot of Jell-O involved. So even though I can almost never eat Jell-O, I have a fondness for vintage old Jell-O stuff. And anyway, he had in his flash book a piece of Jell-O art that I just lost my mind over. It's like, and at the time I was 50 years old, and I had made it to 50 as a heavily tattooed woman without a lower back tattoo. And so I got it into my head. It's like, I need a Jell-O tramp stamp. I need a Jell-O tramp stamp. So that's the only time I've ever gotten an impulse tattoo. All of my others have been very, very planned. They have special meaning. They correlate with moments in my life. And now this one does. Because of the column, yeah, it does kind of, it fits. But I had so much fun getting it. And I love Joel's art so much that it's turning into, I have desserts all along my back, above my butt right now, and forever, because they're not going anywhere. I have the Jell-O mold. I have a slice of lemon meringue pie, Mile High lemon meringue pie. I have a Hanson's snowball, which is a New Orleans specialty. I have a plate of beignets and a cafe au lait in the original china from Cafe du Monde, and I have room for one more. I'm getting 2 popsicles when I'm down there in less than 2 weeks. And all along I have said that in getting the most ridiculous tramp stamp in the world, it's like, this is my gift to every medical provider, every care provider that has to deal with me in the last half of my life. It's a little treat for them. And so today, now that you've got all this backstory, not today, but there's still more backstory. Hold on. My pain specialist, her name is Libby, the one that retired. She retired, but she was very prim, Southern, had this accent, and it was almost like having a classy Paula Deen taking care of me. And her job was to give me shots in my ass cheeks, because that's where the compressed nerve pain is. And one time, I had to be the first time, I guess, that she gave me the shots. I'm laying face down on the table with my ass out. And when she comes in, the nurse is already in there, medical assistant. And Libby comes in, and I can't see what's going on because I'm laying down. And behind me, I can hear the silence. And, it's not just, oh, she's quietly working. It's like, I can hear her thinking. And all of a sudden, finally, she speaks. Well, there's dessert. Yes. Anyway, she got to see several incarnations of the progress on the tramp stamp, but alas, she is retired. And today, I met her replacement, and I did not do anything bare-assed, so she did not see it, but I did, I was having a consultation. I'm getting those shots next week in time to go to New Orleans. But while she and her medical assistant were in the room, I have some issues with my neck and shoulder blade, and they were working on that. So they're behind me again and trying to distract me because I got several shots in my shoulder blade. And so, they're making small talk, trying to keep me distracted. And I had mentioned something about, I want to get my glute shots before I go to New Orleans, since I'll be driving and standing and walking and all those things that I require these painkillers for now. And so one of them asked, "What are you going to do? What are you planning in New Orleans?" I'm like, "Well, I'm planning on just kind of hanging out. I go down several times a year, and I'm just going to hang out. I've got a tattoo appointment." And it gets quiet again. And the medical assistant says, "Oh my God, are you the one with the desserts tattoo?" Like, yeah. She's like, "Oh my God." Apparently everybody in the clinic, which it's the same place where it's a pain clinic and physical therapy clinic. And it's where I go from my vestibular migraine therapy. And apparently everybody there has been informed about the tramp stamp. Because Libby, prim, proper, modest was the word the medical assistant used. Libby absolutely loved it so much that she talked about it like anytime tattoos came up in conversation. It's like, "I have this patient." It's exactly why I got it. I said up front, it's like, getting this at 50. Now, this is a gift to every medical person that has to deal with me in the last half of my life. So it's working. It's New Orleans magic. And I'm super excited to finish it up now. Not that it's going to be finished. I've got 3 more. I think 3 more sessions will finish it. I could do it all at once, but I don't want to. I want to have an excuse to go in and have an hour or 2 working on tattoo whenever I'm down there. It gives me an excuse to hang out with Joel. I could pay him to hang out with me. That's a way with a lot of people. Okay. But yeah, I'm starting to get really excited about the upcoming travels. And I'm getting ready to make a post too, since it's always kind of hard when I'm not traveling, and I feel like I have tons of travel stories. I'm not going to run out of material probably ever. It just gets a little harder to access it in my brain. But I saw a meme the other day, and my friend Tessa and I both laughed at it, and it was something along the lines of, "Have you ever been on that girls' trip where as soon as you get off that plane, you are never talking to at least one of the people ever again?" Been on that trip. We were laughing at that, and in the process, I said, "Don't ever travel with me." If I love you, you're not allowed to travel with me. Because I've had that happen. So I'm going to write about that. It kind of fits in with the mayhem that happened 2 weeks ago over a piece I published over at another Jane Pratt thing. So, okay, maybe I'll piss some more people off. That's about it. I just wanted to tell the story about my travel-induced tramp stamp and the impact it is having on my life. Very positive. Highly recommend it. Go get your middle-aged, late-in-life thumb tattoo. It's worth it. All right. Thank you for your support, as always. It's so appreciated. I'm going to go write. Bye.